Hey, 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 hey. What's good, everybody? This your boy Blackout Jones with Just Shooting the Sports. This is a new segment that I'm going to start, and I'm going to try to do it every Monday. You know, when the dust is clear, and I'm trying to get my mic right. When the dust is clear, and all our teams have played, whether it's on Saturday or Sunday. We might have some people that may have games tonight, just like me. I have my Washington Commanders. They're playing tonight against the Kansas City Chiefs, but I wanted to kind of start a new segment called Mental Monday. And basically what that means is that, with sports, during the week leading up to the next game, we get, sometimes we may get you know, out of sorts, the butterflies get the bubbling in your stomach and, nervousness or, anxiousness starts setting in and then once the game is over with, depending on if we win or if we lose, it's kind of like a what do I call it? Like a cool down moment. You know, so it's something that I wanted to start. What I'm saying with what my subscribers and any and of course new viewers that may come in and check my video out. But yeah, this segment is going to be called Mental Mondays. I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try to do it every week, but it's just consistency of man, how everybody doing? What's your mental? How's your mental? Um, just not only in sports but in life in general. I know I get on here, try to get on here every week, try to drop videos two or at least 3 times a week. And sometimes, man, hey, the thoughts process don't be processing sometimes, man. And sometimes I may take a break or whatnot from, doing videos. But for everyone else, out there, definitely, my volunteer fans, my Commander fans, Sixer fans, fans of other teams. What does your week consist of, man? Like, what do y'all be doing, man? Like, I know for me, what I'm saying, I work, 5 times out the week. Um, take that back. I go to work 5 times out the week. I probably work 1 or 2 out the week. But that's a whole nother story. I'll get to that later. But yeah, but man, really, man, my week consists of, taking care of my family. I sit here and I watch wrestling because, as y'all can see, I am a big wrestling fan. You know what I mean? Hey, I got pictures here, I got pictures there. I got the SummerSlam chair when I went to SummerSlam in Nashville. Sat a couple rows back from the ring. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, they were pretty much they were right there. They had a moment where they was on this stage and we were sitting right there where that stage was. So that was very exciting. But yeah, man, of course, yeah. You see that I got my mask up there. So yeah, that's what I do. Hey, and wrestling come on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Shit. You hope it ain't a pay-per-view. Sometimes pay-per-views on Saturday and Sunday. It ain't like it used to be back in the day where that shit came on Saturdays. And then yeah, there was a Monday or Tuesday on USA Network back in the day. That's how old I am. Where WWE had a studio show and then they'll show, wrestling from wherever they were at. But besides that, from where I'm from, Tennessee, I was a big NWA fan, big Turner Broadcasting, fan 605 Saturdays, 605 Sundays. That's where I was at. I was in the Glow. I was into what else? Come on, Superstars, and of course NWA had their stuff going on even during noontime. That was my thing. But yeah, that's usually what I do during my week. But as far as like my mental is concerned, man, like with sports, because I'm trying to line this up with sports. Um, man, sometimes, man, like even when your team loses, man, it's like I think in your head it's like, man, I got to go to work, got to hear this shit, or or your family members are going to call you because they're going to call them and rag you and roast you and and do all these things. You be like, oh my god, like why are they calling? Like why they calling, but the losing part is the worst. The winning part, it feels good. It's refreshing. I can talk my shit. I can roast whoever team's lost and get ready for the next week. But I don't know what's happening. Is somebody shooting fireworks? Hold on. I'll be right back. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. I just heard something going off like it was a fireworks or a shotgun. I don't know what was happening, but hell, I guess I'm gonna find out by 30 minutes from now, ain't I? Should the police show up? Yeah, I don't know what that's about because what you popping fireworks for? Hell, it's October 20, what, 7th today? Ain't that what it is today? Let me see. Yeah, today's the 20. Yeah, today's the 27th. Like, I don't understand. But anyway, yeah, that was weird. Yeah. But yeah, I'm at home, break from work, whatever. But anyway, yeah, man. So, the reason why I'm doing this, and another reason why I'm doing this is because um I had an episode about a couple years ago. I had an episode, man. Had a, my therapist says, um, it ain't called a mental breakdown. I forgot what she said it was, like an out of body of experience, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna call it mental breakdown. That's what I had. That's what I dealt with. And sports, what I'm saying, kept me, above sea level, if you will. Sports, family, just people that I truly cared about. They kept me, for the most part, kept me, on the right path. Yeah, did I have some days where shit was weird and messed up? Yes, I had a lot of those days. Definitely early on in that journey. Um, but sports, I was watching, different podcasts that talked about Tennessee, football, pretty much Tennessee everything. There's there's some podcasts out there I don't think too many people really like that I watched. I think y'all familiar with it, Talking Balls. Yeah, that's really the first one that I watched. And I've actually met, the guy that runs Talking Balls. We met up at a spring game one time. Very cool dude. You know what I mean? And yes, I watch his videos, still do to this day. Hope I don't lose no subscribers. Because, I rock with him. You know what I'm saying? I rock with Boogie Bentley, man. I do. And I know others, they don't rock with him like that. But hey, he does his show his way. I do my show my way. But at the end of the day, he's a great guy. He's giving me advice on how to do this, how to do this channel, man. He's giving me, great advice, on what to do and what not to do. He's also, he helped me, through my ordeal. I'm not saying he personally helped me, but just watching his channel, watching his podcast, that helped me a lot because I look forward to watching him. That's what just kept me going. You know what I mean? Besides my family, of course, but that's what kept me going. It really did. It even allowed me, what was that? About a month or two ago. I never been like on his channel, talking or whatever, but I've been there commenting and stuff like that. But he actually one day, I was able to, get on there with him and with the other, other folks that are on there as well. And he allowed me to pump my podcast. Not once, but twice. You know what I'm saying? And he follows my other podcast that I have. I have a wrestling podcast with a couple of my guys called Beyond the Bell. So, which, that's doing well. We haven't put anything out in a while, but, we're revamping and things of that nature. But yeah. So I have a wrestling podcast as well. And also just shooting the sports. So, but yeah, he's definitely giving me a lot of advice. Yeah, I watch other podcasts as well. You know what I'm saying? But really, this is like sports has always been our outlet. Sports is always what brings us together. You know what I mean? Whether it's win, lose, or draw, whether you're a Bama fan, whether you're a LSU fan, whether, you're just any other SEC fan, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Georgia, Ole Miss, you name it, you know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, it should be nothing but fun, for us. You know what I'm saying? No, now I know it's gonna be some fans that they're gonna try to get under your skin. They sometimes get under people's skin, and next thing you know, it's a fall brawl. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, we love who we love. We cheer for who we cheer for, and win, lose, or draw, we should all be able to be like, all right, you got the best of me this year. We'll try to get you next year, and still be cool with each other, no matter what. You know what I mean? Because this is what sports does, man. It brings us together, bro, more than anything in this world. One of the things that bring us together. But sports, man, without sports, I don't know what all of us would do. But even like doing my podcast, man, a lot of, my subscribers, man, and the people that I'm commenting with, especially, I got to give a shout out to, I definitely got to give a shout out to Rhonda. You know what I'm saying? That's like my number one. That's my ace. Besides, well, I ain't gonna say there are actually two. There are two. There are definitely two that really started commenting on my page when I really first started, and I'm gonna give a shout out to both of them. I'm gonna give a shout out to Rhonda Hart Valls. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for continuing to comment and share and put me kind of like put me on the map in a way. You know what I mean? Just by supporting me. She's always here to comment. She's always here to give her take on the situation with Tennessee football and just in general. And then another shout out. This shout out goes to Shine Bright 3997. Those two, man, let me tell you something, man. Those two have been really here with me since day one, supporting me in every way. I want to say Shine Bright was the first one, and then Rhonda came out. Either way, it don't matter. But it put a smile on my face because they, just because when I first started this thing, I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to start it like this is what I always wanted to do. You know what I mean? Hey, if I get comments, I do. If I don't, that's fine too. If I get subscribers, that's fine. If I don't, that's fine. I just love what I do. And those two, man, I'm definitely shouting y'all two out. Why? Because y'all are my day ones. Plain and simple. Y'all my day ones, and I appreciate the both of you for the continued support. And then, for everyone else that has supported me, thank you very much, man. It means a whole lot, man. Yes. Have I had people that came on here and say some? I've only actually had one person that came on here and said something truly negative. But everyone else, hell, you like who you like. Hey, I got a guy in here that said, yo, Vandy's, they're ranked higher than the Vols. Shit, it ain't the first time. You know what I'm saying? I had a guy in here that, hey, roll tide. Because they beat us. I had a guy say, hey, we always make Tennessee fans hurt and feel hurt and cry and stuff like that. Hell, you not lying. Not lying. Not lying at all. But I don't trip over that. That's their team. They have every right to say those things. Now, the one person that did that did say something negative, shit, I almost had to question if he was a Tennessee fan or not. Because he said to me that, what was that, Arkansas, before we played Arkansas, he was like, Arkansas should have been 4-1 and Taylor Green should have been top 5 in the country. Hell, for a minute I thought he was a Razorback until I saw his picture. And he had a ball hat on. Shit, it could have been AI. I'm just bullshitting. But, and I came back and I said, well, if Arkansas didn't fumble towards the end of the game, they would have been 4-3. If Taylor Green wasn't a fumble machine as well, and even though he really wasn't, it was really the running backs. He could have been top 5 in the country, but damn. The week before, you get mollywopped by Notre Dame and get your coach fired. But guess what I did? I took the high road and I said, hey, even though he don't agree, thank you for your support. Thank you for viewing. The only issue I had was, and well, it wasn't even really an issue. You know, he was just basically saying, hey, telling people to avoid my channel. And I think the reason why he said that is because, you know, I was criticizing the Tennessee Volunteers and criticizing their defense, criticizing, you know, the certain play calls as far as the coaching and head coach and offensive coordinator were concerned. But that's what you're going to do. Criticism is still criticism, yeah. That's why I said what I said, talking about, you know, win is a win on my last video. I was really being sarcastic because even though a win is a win, there's still room for improvement. Still is. You know what I mean? I'm a Vol fan for life. And if anybody really want to know who I am, a couple years back, at the ACC championship game, I was on ESPN, and this may bring some memories back to some people, and they may unsubscribe after this. I had a poster, and I was right, almost really near front camera, and I'm talking about I was right there, and I had a poster that said, "I am a Tennessee fan, but this is the closest I'm gonna ever see or get to a championship." I don't know if y'all remember that. And when it got posted, not just by ESPN and not by Twitter, I got roasted. I mean, I had a lady come in my DM on me. I had people saying, "Oh, he's not a true Vol fan. Oh, he is an ESPN plant. Oh, he's not real. Oh, he works for ESPN." What you didn't know was I am, and still is a true Tennessee Vol fan. The reason why I did that, and this was at a time when Butch Jones was there, and we went. I don't think we even won the SEC game that year. I want to say that was his last year, and it was like many years of not being relevant, you know, not competing for championships, not just, you know, we were just a run-of-the-mill team. We were a laughing stock. And that was my way of saying, let's get our shit in gear. Let's do something. And I had to do it. Because, yes, I was criticizing my team at my own expense as a Tennessee Vol fan. But guess who I didn't get the shit from? I didn't get shitted on from Miami fans that were there because it was Miami and I want to say Clemson. They were playing for the ACC championship game. I didn't get shitted on by Miami fans. I didn't get shitted on by Clemson fans. I didn't get shitted on by who was it? Other fan bases that were there. I didn't get shitted on. You know what they said to me? They said, "Man, it's gonna be all right, man." They said, "Y'all gonna be back. Y'all be back." But I got shitted on by my own fan base. Literally got shitted on. People coming in my DMs. And I didn't have to explain myself, but I explained myself and told them why I did it. And a lot of them were like, "Man, you know you ain't supposed to do that on ESPN, man. You know how they don't like us and this, that, and the third." Yeah, okay. Yeah. It could have been it could have been ESPN. It could have been the SEC network. It could have been the WB. It could have been PBS. It could have been fucking Nickelodeon for all I care. I would have still had that same poster voicing my frustration of a team that I grew up and still love till this day. But that's no here nor there. Let's get back to Mental Monday. Yeah, I guess that would be on my mental shit. But yeah, man. Hey, if you're going through something, and I'm here to even help you. Honestly, I'm here to help you. I've been through it. You know what I mean? I'm still working through it. You know, it is a journey. It is a challenge. You know what I mean? You just got to have faith. You just got to believe in yourself. And you got to continue to stay on a positive track. That's it. That's all that is, man. You know, and there's things around that can help you. You know, definitely have a family that loves you and that can, and get you through some of the hardest days that you may go through. And, you know, even though, yeah, we have sports, yes, that's our mental break, yes, to cheer on our teams, but it only lasts Saturday and Sunday, and sometimes Monday. It's then, if your team ain't even playing Monday, then your Saturday and Sunday is over with. And then you go back to Monday through Friday. And then what we do, we get ready for game day once again. But what is it in our mind and what we do in between that gets us through that week? That's important. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is a new episode that I want to do, and that I want to continue to do. You know, I want to check up on my fan base. I want to check up on my subscribers. I want to check on everyone that has supported me, through this whole ordeal. And in turn, hell, I will support you in any way possible. Whether it's just you know, hey, I'm going through this. What did you do to get out of it? You know what I mean? Or how did you handle this? Hey, man, I'm Blackout Jones, man, and I'm here to help. You know what I'm saying? I'm also here to talk shit about our Tennessee Vols, and well, not talk shit about our Vols, but to talk shit about other teams and about sports, period. But still have a great time doing it, and definitely help and support the ones that have been supporting me on this journey that I started back in February of this year. Actually, I started during Super Bowl weekend. That was my first 2 episodes. I might have had a couple episodes before that, but Super Bowl weekend was the one where I really started kind of putting in the work, and really was like, hey, I can do this thing, man, and this shit is fun, and it's great to kind of talk about it, because I talk about it anyway. So people that I work with, family members and things of that nature. So, man, why not talk to the masses out there, man? But yeah, man, as I stated, man, 500 views. Once we get to 500, I'm going to go live. And I also have something else in store as well once I hit that 500. But until then, hey, this your boy Blackout Jones. This is Just Shooting the Sports. Till next time, hey, man, y'all stay positive. Make this week a great week. Make the rest of the month a great month. And we'll do it all again next week. Until then, holla at y'all.